Hello, it's Jack. I'm back again with more Buzzword. This is going to be the Fall 22 Week 6 in both pop culture and sports. This is Week 7. I think I said Week 6. Week 6, I hope it's like Week 6 again, because I did very well. Ending up in 13th overall. Some high celerity, but no best buzzes. I don't think I've gotten any best buzzes so far this season. We'll see if we can fix that. All right, Buzzword is a replication of the toss-ups you'll find in Quiz Bowl. So the questions are going to go from more obscure to more well-known, and the sooner you buzz in and get it right, the more points you get. These first 10 questions are going to be all about pop culture not involving sports. And then I'll do the sports one after this. So there's been a trend in these that the first question has been video games. So we'll see if that plays out this week as well. Here we go.
In a film by this director, an Italian pilot hunts down air pirates.
It's Miyazaki. That first question he was talking about was Porco Rosso, which is the World War II fighter pilot. The American... Who voiced him in the American dub? Kevin Kline, I think? Voiced him in the American dub? Anyway, I'm sure they're just going to list a bunch of plots from Studio Ghibli movies, but that was absolutely... Air Pirates, Italian, that's Porco Rosso right there.
The protagonist of this TV show befriends Jamil, a janitor in Evergreen, Washington. Episodes of this show begin with characters dancing to Do You Want to Taste It? Project Bug.
Oh. Never watched it. My friend Joe keeps telling me to watch it, but I never have. But there is a notable dance sequence at the beginning. So it only makes sense that that's going to be Peacemaker, the John Cena show.
A series of novels by this author begins with a book in which Sax Russell and Anne Claiborne represent green and red views on terraforming. Mary Murphy leads an agency that issues carbon coins in this man's climate fiction novel, The Ministry for the Future. For 10 points, who wrote the Mars trilogy?
Oh. Oop. Is this going to be Ray Bradbury? Kim Stanley Robinson. All right. Bradbury did the Martian Chronicles. I have heard the name Kim Stanley Robinson before, but I was never going to be able to pull that.
This kingdom was where the first vampire lord, Varney, was from. The warlord Atuma frequently tried to take over this kingdom, whose ruler shouts imperious Rex and has tiny wings on his ankles. The Marvel hero Namor the Submariner is the ruler.
Okay. That was some deep Marvel stuff. You know, with Kingdom, they say Kingdom, or you're like, oh, are they actually maybe talking about some historical kingdom, especially if they're talking about vampires? I initially thought that may have been a What We Do in the Shadows question, which I would have been in deep trouble with, since I don't know much about that show. But no, they said Namor the Submariner, and underwater kingdoms can really only be one thing.
In this film, Cartier's stage show is interrupted by news that inspires a crowd to sing La Marseillaise. And Eric von Stroheim, played Major in this film, shoots his friend, a French flying ace, for planning an escape. For 10 points, what Jean Renoir film takes place in a World War I prison camp?
Oh, what's the Renoir one? I don't think it is. The Grand Illusion. All right. Yeah, I don't know my artsy cinema that well, so I'll just take an L on that one. Thought it might have been Inglourious Bastards for a second there with the French audience, or French people cheering at a musical. But I suppose in Inglourious Bastards, those were not French people in that movie theater.
A friend's struggles coming out inspired this singer to write a song that advises, let your words be anything but empty. She describes blank stares at blank pages in a song about refusing a request from a record label. For 10 points, what singer of Brave and Love Song composed the musical Waitress?
It's Sarah Bareilles. Almost spelled it right too. I'll take that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know much about Sarah Bareilles. This one is maybe in the highlight of the week so far. Maybe that I'm gonna have best buzz on that Miyazaki, but the rest of these have been touch and go. Sarah Bareilles. I was just actually talking to my mom about that. She was playing the baker's wife in a rendition of Into the Woods recently.
In consecutive years, this company published the flops Balan Wonderworld and Babylon's Fall. Its recent hits include Octopath Traveler and an...
I think this is Squaresoft. Square Enix. All right. I always get those wrong. Oh, you hate missing video game questions, but I always forget that it's actually Square Enix these days, which I think I've done on these while playing a recorded Buzzword before as well. Oh well. I didn't know they did Balan Wonderworld. Famous flop, Balan Wonderworld, and Babylon's Fall. Yeesh. That's some back-to-back worst game of the year things there. And I'm actually playing Octopath Traveler right now.
A 2006 article on this Ryan Schreiber-founded website consisted entirely of a video of a monkey urinating into its own mouth. In 2020, this site gave its most recent 10.0 score to Fetch the Bolt Cutters by Fiona Apple.
I think it has to be this if they're talking about reviewing music. I think Pitchfork is the only option.
Suzanne Summers played a sheriff in this state on She's the Sheriff. Thomas Lennon played Jim Dangle.
Yeah, okay. I'll take that. I'll take Thomas Lennon as one of the cops in Reno 911. Thomas Lennon, who played Victoria's fiance Hans in How I Met Your Mother. So I guess that whole so that question was all about cops in Nevada. So it ends up with CSI. CSI Crime Scene Investigation must have been the giveaway.
This artist's final single was the ironically titled I'll Never Get Out of This World Alive. This singer described a whippoorwill who sounds too blue to fly in a 1949 hit. Cold Cold Heart and Hey Good Lookin' are by, for 10 points, what country music patriarch who sang I'm So Lonesome I Could Cry?
Oh, maybe? Yeah, Patriarch. Of course, when they say Patriarch, they mean Hank Williams Sr. All right, well, that was not the greatest performance. Couple of them in there were possibly in the realm of best buzzes, but didn't have knowledge for the rest of them. All right, now it's all sports.
So this man wouldn't be booed for a contract holdout. LeBron James made his only career appearance off the bench. He became the first man to play for both NBA Finals teams in the same season after he signed with Golden State in 2016. For 10 points, name this springy-haired Cavs big man from Brazil.
Current? Ooh, I have no idea who they're talking about. I don't have a name. I don't have anything for this. I just got nothing. That's just no answer is... Yeah. Vera Howe, yeah, I have no idea. Never heard of that guy. All right, strong start.
In 1998, this AFC team had two 1,000-yard receivers, a walk-on out of Hofstra nicknamed Mr. Third Down, and its 1996 number 1 overall pick out of USC. In the late 90s, Wayne Crabett and Keyshawn Johnson.
Okay. I said, just give me some names. Give me some names. I'll tell you the team. But where they went to school, I don't know. Oh, yeah, Keyshawn. Keyshawn went to USC. But I don't. You watch these enough, you'll know that I don't really know about college sports for the most part.
This team lost a deciding World Series game after pulling its starter on 73 pitches and inserting Nick Anderson. An outfielder for this team credited his cowboy boots after hitting 10 homers in one postseason. Randy Arozarena powered the 2020.
That's the race. Yeah, Arozarena was. Yeah, he got his team. He got his team to the World Series that year. They got beat by the Dodgers. But he was essentially the playoffs MVP. Not the World Series MVP since the Rays lost, but Arozarena was kind of the story, the individual story of the postseason that year. And then the Dodgers finally winning a World Series was the main story.
This sport's most recent single-season Triple Crown winner is Mark Williams. This sport's 2022 world champion equaled a longevity record set by Steve Davis and won the title over Judd Trump. Ronnie O'Sullivan is an all-time great in, for 10 points, what cue sport?
Okay, so I think it's going to be snooker. We got the buzzword bug there, but I was pretty sure it was going to be snooker, so gained an extra point there, I think. More teams. A
winger on this team,
right,
Willie O'Ree, was the first black NHL player.
Oh, yeah.
A player on this team was tripped by the Blues' Noel Picard while scoring a Stanley Cup-winning goal and went airborne, as shown in a 1970 photo.
Yeah, who was that?
Bobby Orr won 2 titles.
I think it was the Bruins. Okay, yeah. Bobby Orr and the Bruins. Yeah, I can picture the image of him scoring the Stanley Cup. Or I don't. Was that Bobby Orr? Bobby Orr scored that? I don't know. I can picture the image where he's basically parallel to the ice with his whole body, but still in the middle of a celebration. It's one of those great sports images, like that one of from last week's football where Andy Dalton threw the pick six, and it's him looking dejectedly away while the cornerback just flies into the end zone.
This center, who as a freshman lost an NCAA title game to Michael Jordan, was drafted first overall ahead of Wayman Tisdale.
Nope. That was kind of an instinctual buzz there, and that was never going to be right there. Never going to be right there. But Hakeem Olajuwon was taken first overall in front of Sam Bowie and one Michael Jordan. All right, back in college.
In 2020, a running back for this school rushed for 331 yards, the most ever in an FBS conference championship game. Trey Sermon played for this school, which made the 2020 college football playoff despite only playing 6 games. Ryan Day coaches for 10 points.
Isn't he at Notre Dame now? Oh, the Ohio State University. I see. Yeah, I just don't pay attention to college sports. I'm never going to do well on those unless it's things that happened basically while I was in college. That was the last time I actually paid attention to college sports.
In 1970, this event went to a playoff when Doug Sanders was distracted by a fly and missed a 3-foot putt. At this event in 1977, Tom Watson beat Jack Nicklaus by a stroke in the so-called Duel in the Sun at Turnberry. For 10 points, what golf major is often held at St. Andrews?
Okay. So that one you're just kind of holding out until they give you some identifying information for which of the majors it was. Because it wasn't Augusta if it was or it wasn't the Masters if it was at Turnberry. So then it's just US Open or PGA Championship or British Open, and they said St. Andrews.
In 2015, a manager with this surname won 2 games in 85 days at Swansea City. In 2012, an American player with this surname was dubbed Lex Luthor while starring for AS Roma due to his bald head.
Yeah.
For 10 points, what surname is shared by former USMNT coach Bob and his son, US midfielder Michael?
Michael. Yeah. I don't know. Okay, Michael Bradley. All right, kind of getting kicked around this week, but it was just things I don't have the knowledge for. Sometimes you don't have the knowledge for the questions.
A rumor holds that this man's brawl with Cal Ripken led a 1997 game to be canceled. This co-owner of the Lake County Fielders played pitcher Billy Chappell in For the Love of the Game and catcher Crash Davis in Bold.
That is Kevin Costner. Oh, I forgot the thing. Yeah, there's the rumor that Cal Ripken's Iron Man streak was going to get broken because somebody tried to beat him up, but they postponed the game instead to maintain the record. I forgot that rumor said it was Kevin Costner. But yeah, that's a little pop culture getting into the sports. They've done that before the other way, where there's been pop culture questions which are explicitly do not involve sports, but they had one where the answer was the Tampa Bay Buccaneers because they talked about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in video games. Mainly just Madden. But that's it for week 7 of the pop culture and sports buzzword. If you want to try these questions on yourself, well, not these exact questions, other questions, you can go to naqt.com/buzzword and see if they have some games going. That's it for me. Thanks for watching.